Hey Cray Cray Critter Club. Today we are going to talk about starting a brand new 10-gallon tank. So I have found that Walmart is the best place to shop for a 10-gallon tank. They have them for $14. You do end up needing to buy an LED hood, which I find very easy to buy on Amazon. But that's what I start with, and then you can choose whether you want your substrate to be gravel, sand, rocks. There are all kinds of choices, all colors of gravels. You can use glass rocks, you can use whatever you like depending on what you're looking for and what your aesthetic is. I do find that gravel and sand are going to work better when it comes to if you want to have aquarium plants than if you just want to use the glass. So your number one thing is going to be your filter. And as long as you make sure that your filter is for a 10-gallon tank or more, I use both of the Tetra Whispers. I have the Whisper IQ, which is an external filter, and then I have the Whisper internal power filter, which is a submersible filter. But both of them are going to have this special filter that goes inside. You can change it out usually around every month. I try to make mine last a little longer because when I'm changing the water, you put the filter in the water that you are extracting and clean it so that you're maintaining the bacteria, the healthy, beneficial bacteria that you have been growing in your biofilter. So that's really easy and really inexpensive. So let's say you're starting a tank from the very beginning. You're going to want to use the API Quick Start, which will introduce the healthy bacteria. It's pretty much like every time you're creating a new tank, you're going to want to wait 1 to 2 weeks to make sure that all of your chemical levels are right before you introduce your fish. Because if you're like me, you get excited and you buy a lot of fish and you want the water to be sustainable so that you don't walk in and all of your fish are dead. So Quick Start is a great way to start. Here are several other API products that I like. The Stress Zyme, it's a beneficial bacteria that you can introduce every week or so. Stress Coat is known by everybody to be the best thing that you can use for new fish. And when you have changed and cleaned the water, because it helps create that special slime that fish need that protects their skin and their fins. And then I love this product. It's called Ammo Lock, because a lot of times when you have fish and you have waste, there's going to be some extra ammonia in the water, and this converts it to a safe, non-toxic state, so that even though your ammonia levels still look high in the test, it will still help immensely with your fish. You can tell that the ammonia levels drop. So, Top Fin also creates a lot of products. This is the water conditioner. This is nice to use every time that you're adding new water. Let's say your water is evaporating out of your tank and you need to add more. That's a good thing to add. pH increase and decrease are great things to have, because your pH is really important to the health of your fish in your tank. But I'm going to tell you, I really love the Seacom products. Every time I change the water, I use these two. I use Prime and Stability, and then once a month or whenever it needs it, I use the Pristine, which helps if you see that your water's murky and there's a lot of sludge, even after you've cleaned the tank. This is a really good thing to use. They say, like, this is a filter, and then this is like the overload of maintaining healthy bacteria within your tank. So let's go into what test you use in order to maintain homeostasis in your tank. So if you like to play Mad Scientist, then you'll like the Seacom test. I mean, you pipette water into each hole. You have all of these little concoctions that you will drop in. You have a tester, something sensor, and you have nitrate, to add. So this is a very complicated kit. There are like pages of how to do it. So what I would recommend, especially if you're brand new, is to use the API test. So it's the 5-in-1, super simple, super easy. You make sure your hands are dry, take out a test strip, swish it twice, lay it down, and it'll tell you, as you see on the back, it'll tell you your nitrate levels, your nitrite levels, your pH, your KH, your GH. KH and GH are the hardness of your water. I live in Birmingham, Alabama, where the water is known to be very hard, so that's usually always going to be the case. Ammonia, again, is super duper important. They have this really easy test. You can get like the little strips, but I think, you know, this is really nice too. You fill the water to this level, and then you'll add 8 drops of number 1 and 8 drops of number 2, and then you put the top on, switch it around, and then it'll be yellow, green. Let's see if I find the kit for you. And you'll be able to, again, look on this color chart and tell where your ammonia levels are. When you buy this kit, you can do like 130 tests versus if you buy the kit that comes along with this, it's like 25 tests. So that's why I think that this is more cost effective. So speaking of cost effective, let's go back to filters, aerators, and heaters. You want to make sure that the electricity outage is like as little as possible, because when you start to have multiple fish tanks, it really starts to eat at your energy bills. So look and make sure that you get exactly what you need with the least power possible. So these are 2 different heaters that you can use. Again, all you need to do is make sure that it can heat. I have betas in every one of my tanks because I love betas, and I have other tropical fish. And so they need to maintain a heat in the water of at least 78 degrees. So you definitely have to have a heater, whichever one you choose. It's totally up to you. What I will tell you is when it comes to aerators, there is a difference more than with the heaters and with the filters. So this is the Tetra Whisper air pump, and I love it because it truly is whisper quiet. Second is the Aqua Culture aerator. It's also very quiet. I got the UPMCT aquarium air pump, and these are loud. They are adjustable, so you can have as little bubbles or as many bubbles as you'd like, but it's a much louder aerator. And so you can either have an air rock, or you can have an air stone, air bar, and you know they provide oxygen for your fish, but they're also really pretty to look in there. I know that with axolotls they say that aerators aren't necessary, but I find that my axolotls really like them, and they're more likely to travel the whole of the tank than stay in like one spot where they have access to the top of the water. On top of that, you're going to want to make sure you have a net and you have a cleaner. So I really like this magnetic top fin. You know, put one side inside the water and one on the out, and you can just wipe off whatever algae or scum is on the outside of your tank. So I think that this is a great beginner video on how to set up your 10-gallon tank. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask, and like and subscribe. Thank you so much, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.